If you're asking yourself whether copywriting is worth it in 2026, you're asking yourself the wrong question. And I'm not saying that to be provocative, but I'm saying it because the question itself is what's keeping you away from hitting those 15 to 20K per month numbers as a copywriter. Because there's something underneath that question that nobody's talking about. And in the next 6 minutes, you're going to unveil the answer to that question. And once you do, you're going to realize how simple it is for you to actually hit those numbers as a copywriter. Now, here's something that nobody wants to say out loud. The income ceiling in copywriting has almost nothing to do with how good your copy is. I've seen mediocre copywriters making $15,000 a month and genuinely skilled copywriters grinding for $3,000 a month. So one thing's for sure, that your skill is not the deciding factor for your income. What the fuck? Doesn't getting better at your skill mean more income? That's the exact belief that keeps most copywriters struggling between $3,000 to $5,000. So what's the actual deciding factor? But before I answer that question, let me answer the question that you came here for. Is copywriting worth it in 2026? Yes, but that's not the point. Copywriting works. Let me be very clear about that. Businesses still need emails, landing pages, VSLs, scripts, etc. The skill doesn't go away. If you understand persuasion and can write copy that makes people take action, you have something valuable. Period. But the problem almost every copywriter faces is that they get good at their skill, they land clients, they're working 40 to 50 hours a week, and their income sits at 1K, 2K, or maybe 4K on a great month. And let's say if they want to hit $10,000 a month, in their eyes, the only way to hit that income is to be working with more clients. But working with more clients equals more workload and more responsibility. And at some point, the workload gets so insane that it feels like a digital 9 to 5. Now, for you to get out of this problem, you need to understand the concept of revenue chain. Basically, every business runs on a revenue chain where traffic comes in, it hits a funnel, the funnel presents an offer, the offer converts, and the money flows in. And in this chain, you sit at the end as a copywriter. You write the assets that make the whole machine work. Assets like landing pages, opt-in pages, emails, etc. Now, you are a very important component of that machine, but you still don't control it. You just work inside it. Put it this way. Think about the construction worker who builds houses for a developer. He's skilled, he shows up, and he does an excellent job. The house gets built and it's sold for $6 million. But the worker only gets paid $10,000. Now, did he do the work? Yes. Did he create the thing that generated $6 million? In a way, yes. But did he take most of the portion? No. Now, that is the exact structural position most copywriters are in. You write the campaign, your client makes $200,000 out of it, and you just get paid $2 to $3 grand. So the problem isn't the skill, it's your positioning. And the people making 20 to 30 grand a month in this industry, they're not necessarily better writers than you. The difference is where they sit at the revenue chain and the authority that comes with that position. So back to the question, is copywriting worth it? Again, the question is wrong, because when you ask, is copywriting worth it, you're assuming that the problem is the skill. So most copywriters try to fix that problem by getting better at copy, but getting better won't solve the positioning problem that I discussed before. And that is why you can be the most technically skilled copywriter alive and still be capped at $5,000 a month. And no courses on copywriting, no testimonials, no mentor, and no experience is going to break you through a ceiling that's created by your own role. So the real question is, the one that's actually worth asking is this: how do I become the person who is positioned at the top of the revenue chain? And the answer to this question lies in the understanding that the highest paid copywriters aren't the best writers. They're the evolved version of copywriters known as full stack growth operators. Instead of working in a deliverable based model where they're just executing tasks, they've changed their position and moved up the revenue chain where they can create scalable systems for their clients that can actually grow the business and hence increase their income plus their perceived value. And that evolution doesn't require starting over. It doesn't mean abandoning what you've built so far. It means extending your skill set and understanding the full revenue chain well enough so that you can lead it, not just contribute to it. That's the thing most copywriting gurus don't want you to know. Copywriting is a powerful skill, no doubt, but it's not a business model, and the people who treat it as a business model are the ones who always stay capped. So if you've been writing copy for more than a year and your income still looks like as it did 6 months ago, then I made a separate video where I break down the exact structural steps you can take right now to finally break your ceiling and scale past $15,000 to $25,000 a month within the next 3 months.